Welcome back to
Internet Girlz.
We are here on a beautiful Wednesday. Not sure what day that you are listening to this. Also, I think I sound better,
Yeah,
right?
you sound less sick.
Yeah, I'm getting better
That's
every
great.
day.
I'm so glad.
I feel a lot better. It's just like the lingering congestion.
Summer sickness is the worst
They
because
say
you're like, it's a beautiful day. Like, I always feel guilty when it's like beautiful out. When it's raining and gross and cold, I'm like, okay, I'll stay here for a week.
yeah, I know. I need like the rain. It was fine living in Seattle when you get a little like sick
Mm,
because it's such cozy vibes in Seattle.
yeah.
Because the rain and like it's typically cold there. But here, I mean, it's cold. Matt and I were just talking about this because the cold here in like Boston, it's a long winter and it lingers.
Yeah.
But in the summer, it's like a beautiful summer. And I'm like, I can't believe that we're about to go back to the cold times.
No, literally. What happened to the summer? Although it was funny because it was like May for me and I'd been gardening for so long that I was like, wow, it's like middle of the summer. And I was like, it's May. It's not even summer yet. I love California for that reason.
California is the best state in the country.
Yeah,
Like, if
hands
you
down.
Dude, there's a reason why it's printed on like every shirt.
I
California,
know.
California, because it's the best.
Oh, totally. Okay, my life update is that I've been spending so much time on Reddit.
Really? Are you are you a Reddit like writer
No,
yourself?
no, no, no. I'm a Reddit lurker. I have like a passion for staying up late, like under the covers and reading Reddit snark pages.
That is fun. Okay, listen, I will on occasion also do if someone mentions their snark page, it just
I'm all over it.
curiosity and then I'm like, well, now I and typically I won't do it at first, but then if they mention it over and over or if it's in like the comment section and it's like a thing, I'm like, okay, sorry, I gotta you piqued my curiosity too
Oh,
much.
that's funny because mention it once offhand and I'm all over it. I'm joining. I'm a member. I'm like, hello. I won't write in there. I'm not a snarker. I'm a snark lurker. And there's just so much drama right now. My favorite page on Reddit is the New York influencer snark page.
Oh my gosh, wait, do you see what okay, so I haven't checked that one out before, but I do know the like lore of what are you talking about, the redhead?
The redhead, Sophia and Hallie and
And
Reed.
hate that redhead. I'm so
That bitch. No, I love supporting other. I mean, it's hard. We got to support other women.
yeah, but I don't support her. Like she does not support other women. Like
No, she doesn't. If you
so
guys don't know what we're talking about, I'll give you like a quick rundown. So basically, there's this girl, Hallie, and she lives in New York and she's like a big influencer. I love her. Yeah, I love her so much. She's just very like super authentic. Like she shares like everything about her life. And she was dating this guy named Reed, who is very like wet noodle ish. Like that's how I would describe him. Like he just kind of looks like a wet noodle. Like he's just nothing special, you know?
yeah, that is such a good way to describe him. Like wet noodle, almost like side character of Sesame Street. You know?
Yeah. And he's like a finance bro. And like, I
Is
think it's just, yeah, this is what I was reading about last night. Like, apparently he's like such a finance bro. He's totally like corporate. And he,
I
like,
thought he was like a cook. I thought he
no,
was like broke.
no.
Oh.
Maybe before, but people were like, it's so embarrassing that like he's going to work and like everyone probably knows like what's going on with his girlfriend and his ex, whatever. So basically what happened was he was dating Hallie and then they broke up. And then Hallie was at like an influencer event with this girl, Sophia, who's the redhead we are alluding to. Sophia like was going through her like phone or something.
Well, okay, so also she apparently was telling the story at this influencer event, which it was a small influencer event. If you've ever been to like one of those kind of events, there's not a huge group. It's probably no more than like 10 to 15 people.
Yeah. And you're
Especially
all friends there.
that you're all friends. It's like a small group. And she apparently was at this dinner or event telling a whole group like about how she was so upset about her breakup. And this was someone she dated for 9 months at the time.
And it was
And
like her first like serious relationship.
yeah. And so she was telling the whole group this like whole story and how she was heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then this redhead biatch has the audacity to like go through her phone or something. I don't really know the details. And
just
she
for
like
following, like see who to like because she knew who the guy
like
was.
find him.
Yeah, to find him.
And
Slide
then she DM'd him
yeah,
to
slid into
like
the DM.
ask him out. And so she just took to the reason this is like this all happened like months ago, but like the reason this is like relevant again is because Sophia just took to TikTok to like tell her side of the story. And she starts the story with like, I just went on a date with this guy. And the comments are like, and how did you end up on that date? Like, let's start at the beginning, girl, you know? And yeah, so she goes on some dates with this guy. And Hallie's like, oh, like, what the fuck? Like, I was literally the night before your date, like, telling you, like, about how heartbroken I was. Like, what a thing to do to just like go after my man, to DM him like the same night that I'm like telling you how heartbroken I am. Like, that's not girl code, my girl.
Yeah. And like I think it was so suspicious because what happened too, I don't know if you know this, but why that girl, Sophia, came on and did that was like, so apparently Hallie also has a podcast with her best friend named Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
They had just posted a video with their significant others because Hallie, alert, got back together with her boyfriend, and Jazz is engaged to her fiance now.
Mm-hmm.
So they just posted a video together, and Reed did not come off well in the video. Like he was like, couldn't be
Oh.
bothered. Like the clips are just not it. Like
Wet noodle energy.
100%, wet noodle energy. Side character Sesame Street, just like meh.
That's why people are like, wait, you're fighting over this guy? Like, and
Yeah,
he's just over here like, who should I choose? Well, Hallie just bought a house in the Hamptons and a car, and she's rich as fuck. So maybe I'll just go with Hallie.
yeah. And so I think the reason why Sophia uploaded that story is because everyone was dogpiling on Hallie for choose or for uploading that in her relationship. So then she was like, opportunity. I'm going to tell
Mm-mm.
my side of the story now, while everyone is piling on. So
And
she
it
did,
was not well perceived.
and it backfired. Then I actually saw this take where this person was like, "Gosh, Hallie could not have paid for better PR
You know?
to turn around because the press was bad for a minute." And then all of a sudden Sophia like posted that, and now everyone's like defending her relationship and like, how dare you, like, it really flipped the script, so it backfired for the little redhead.
The little redhead. No, literally. You guys go look this up. Look it up on the it is all over the New York influencer snark page on Reddit. It is all over TikTok. It's like all I'm seeing right now. Honestly, Blake Lively is so lucky because last week the tea was all about her, and this week we're back on Hallie, Reed, and Sophia. So you're welcome, Blake.
Yeah, one of my favorite influencers is Ken Urich. Do you know her?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
she made a video about this, and it was hilarious. She was like, "No, have you seen it?
No.
I'll have to send it to you."
Okay.
No, the way that I hate that redheaded bitch.
No, maybe I have seen it.
And she was like, "How dare she go in there?" And then she was like, at the end of it, she was like, "I wish she would have done that to me." She was like, "Had she done that to me," she was like, "I would have verbally ripped her apart." She was like, "The other girl's so much nicer than me because I would." Because it is. It's
Seriously. The video was horrible from Sophia. Like she comes off just so fake and so like full of herself. And like I was watching it and I don't know this bitch, but my blood was boiling. I was like, girl, you need to get off TikTok or like hire PR or something. Like this is not looking good for you.
that girl is there's been other things of her being like at parties and talking about like being like very fat phobic and being like making girls feel like,
Classic.
of course, it tracks, doesn't it?
It tracks. You can
Yeah.
just tell. You can just tell looking at someone sometimes that they're a bad person. And that's why I'm Team Hallie, because she just seems like a sweet, rich girl. Like she's just like she's funny, and Jazz is hilarious, her best friend. Like, did you see the video Jazz made about the whole situation?
Yeah. No.
That was so funny. I was like, you are it, girl.
Jazz, and even whenever this first happened, Jazz was making videos too and being like just such a good friend, and I just love to see that.
I know. I love it. Yeah, that whole thing is wild. But like, ugh. And I just like love visiting the snark page though, because there's certain characters that like you'll always see pop up, like who, what, where. She's always in there. Like apparently she just posted that she's looking for an unpaid intern, and people are like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and it says like if you apply, like you need to DM us and your account must be public. So she's like basically gonna judge her applicants based on like how they look, how skinny they are, like all this stuff, because she has like real body dysmorphia.
Yeah, that girl is very problematic. There's always stuff about her, like
Super
everyone
toxic.
hates her.
Everyone hates her. Everyone. And for good reason, because I've heard a lot about her and I'm like, oh no, she's like a horrible person.
Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire, in my opinion. Like, there's always like something, and it's
Mhm.
probably not all true, but it's probably mostly true.
The only influencer who's like a big, big influencer who I've like never seen one negative thing about on Reddit is Kylie Kadich.
Really?
Not one negative thing. When you look up her name, she's in all these threads that are like, who are your favorite influencers? Who's the coolest person in Utah? Like, who's the cutest mom? Like, she's all positive. And that makes me so happy because she's my favorite influencer and like a friend of mine a little bit. So I'm like, yes, Kai, like you're the real deal.
Like, you are a good person.
Yeah. The only like kind of negative thing I saw was someone was like, she's a sellout because she like requires like 10K up front before she posts anything. And I'm like, oh, so you mean a good businesswoman?
Yeah, like that is as she should.
Like her videos get millions of views every single time. Obviously, she needs to get her bag. Okay. Like
Oh my gosh.
snaps for Kai.
Oh my gosh. Good for her. I
I
wonder
know.
how much money she makes. See, this is Hannah and I are so fascinated by people's finance situation.
I've had people write me and be like, how do you afford your lifestyle? And I'm like, it's my husband. Like, I work too, but like, I have a really rich software engineering husband. And people are like, oh, well, you married into wealth. And I'm like, no, no, man's self made. Like, he was poor when I met him. Okay. Like, we worked our asses off.
Are you going to share your end of the year, like monthly, how much you made this year
I
thing?
think so. I always do. It's my transparency report.
Yeah, because I was thinking about doing it again, but I felt so weird doing it last year.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel weird about it because I feel like I'm like bragging or something, you know?
Well, I think people just get pissed off when they see how much you made and then hear you complain about it. You guys, Tori's like constantly making like triple or quadruple what I make. And then she's like, I'm just so worried about next month. And I'm like, girl, I made like $10 this month. Like, don't talk to me.
I feel like if I don't make a certain amount of dollar signs a month, then I'm like a failure and like I'm like unsuccessful, you know?
This is a rough career for that. Freelancing? Girl, you need a salary.
I know, but it's not even like the fact that I need to have that much money to feel good. It's like a sign of like, oh, I like made it or whatever. Or like I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like
No, I know what you're saying. I feel like it's something that I kind of got over quickly because like it just happened to me a lot where I was like, wow, this month I made 10K and then this month I made $500 or
mhm,
like less.
mhm.
Like it just, that's just such a big part of this job. And I don't know. It's hard. It is hard.
It's not for the faint of heart
Mhm.
if it comes to making money, because that part of it doesn't come for a very long time, like real money, you know,
Yeah.
unless you're just like one of those overnight success stories, which is like if you're thinking about doing influencing, that's like a point like 0.001% of people
Yeah,
do.
you're not even in the 1%. You're in like the negative 1%.
Yeah.
Like Hallie, she just bought a house in the Hamptons and a new car on the same day. I was like, oh, and everyone was like, oh, I need to be an influencer. And I was like, that doesn't happen to most people though. Like, also, the hate you get online because you really have to share like so much of your life. And
Mhm.
then, like, I was just thinking about it last night when I was snarking or like reading all these snark pages. And I was like, I'm actually so glad that I'm irrelevant because like I am too sensitive for this. Like people are really mean online. And like if you're going to share all of your life and be super transparent, blah blah blah, like you're probably going to get a great following, but you're going to pay for it. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. See, I'm not sensitive like that. You know what I mean? Like people could say whatever they wanted about me and I would literally not care. Like I don't know why.
That's nice.
I think it's childhood trauma.
I think you're meaner to yourself than other people are to you.
Yeah, I think so
Because
too.
yeah, every time you're like, "Oh, I'm really upset," it's always like because I'm being mean to myself about not making enough money or like not doing well enough or not having enough collaborations or whatever. Like it's never about what other people say, which is actually like pretty good. But also, you should probably go to therapy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just like really hard on myself
You
all
are.
the time.
You are.
Well, because YouTube, if you don't know, guys, YouTube is like where the money is at.
I know. I really need to get my booty on there.
I know. I was like thinking, I was telling Matt, like, once we get everything under control and after PCOS Awareness Month, because PCOS Awareness Month is a big month for me, because I try to create a lot of content around PCOS. So after that, I really want to start doing like weekly vlogs on YouTube
You totally should. Yes.
and having Matt edit them.
Yeah, I love that. Every time I try to get back on YouTube, it lasts like 2 days, and then I'm like, haha,
Yeah.
bye.
So much to edit a YouTube video.
It's a lot.
That's
Yeah,
why
just have Matt do it.
I'll pass it off to him. But also, YouTubers make the most money. Like, if you put a
Mhm.
hierarchy on like the
Content creators and their platforms.
yeah, YouTube makes the most, then typically Instagram, and then TikTok is typically the least, but that's not always the case. And also there's some people who have like huge followings that like don't hardly make any money from their huge followings. And you know when that typically happens is those people who blow up overnight and it's because they haven't like worked with brands.
Yeah, I feel like we should do another episode on like influencer stuff. Anyway, we want to transition to our topic this week. It is a very special month. As Tori said, it's PCOS Awareness Month, which is September. So, in order to celebrate, I hope all our PCOS baddies are on because we're going to go over our favorite like PCOS tips, general wellness hacks and food ideas, and you came to the right place because we know what we're talking about.
Yes, and we did a PCOS episode before, but that one was more so just like general like PCOS, like our stories with PCOS, you know? And
Mhm.
these are more like tangible like tips for you with PCOS, you know?
Yeah, and we've both been like learning a lot. Shout out to Alara. They
Online.
like really taught us a lot about PCOS and like helped us learn like what works for us and like what we can do to like lower inflammation and like get rid of the pesky acne or like the exhaustion or like whatever it is that you're experiencing through PCOS because those symptoms are not for the faint of heart.
Well, because here's the thing is like, it's so hard when you have PCOS is like getting in front of a doctor who knows anything about it. That's like a really hard struggle because typically that's not something that a lot of doctors and endocrinologists and people like that are well versed in. So what Alara does is they put you in front of those medical professionals that are specifically trained and well versed in PCOS. So,
It's so clutch. And it's like a judgment free environment, which was really important for me because I countless times I've brought this up with my doctor. Like, I want to talk about my PCOS, and they'll be like, PCOS doesn't matter. This is what you have to do. You just have to lose weight, and it's like, that's so not helpful.
mhm.
Like, can we just talk about the real issues here, which is my chronic illness? I think like a big thing is diet when it comes to PCOS. Diet, exercise, managing stress, focusing on sleep, taking supplements. Like it can seem really overwhelming at first, but like I definitely want to like help break it down for you guys so that you can just focus on like the really important aspects. And I feel like that's kind of what Tori and I did, and it's been helping us so much.
Yeah,
So let's dive into diet first.
yeah, because the thing is about PCOS is it's a holistic issue. It's not like you take a pill, and that's where like a lot of people, just even like in life, like you're taught from a very young age, if you're sick, you go to the doctor, you take a pill, you get better. That's not how we should look at health in general at all, and especially not PCOS. It's holistic. You have to look at it exactly what Hannah said: diet, your supplements, your how you're moving your body, all of that.
And
um
it's like literally not as simple as a doctor just being like, just eat a 1,200 calorie diet and you'll lose weight and then you'll be fine. Like that doesn't work for people with PCOS. Losing weight with PCOS is extremely difficult. I'll just like never forget this encounter I had with a doctor this year where that's exactly what she told me. She was like, you need to be on a weight loss plan. You need to eat 1,200 calories a day. And like, then you'll lose weight and you'll be fine. And I was like, that is not the answer at all. I do not agree with that. I don't like just like, it felt like I was just tossed to the side, like just do this. You'll be fine. Like, that's not how it works.
let's start with diet, because like you said, that's like, unfortunately, because listen, your girl loves croissants and pizza and all the stuff you're not supposed, that's not, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have, because I don't really love that language, but it's really, you're not supposed to have it with PCOS. Because unfortunately, it's not like you're not supposed to have it because like, oh, you don't want to gain weight. It's like, no, you're not supposed to have it because of your PCOS and your insulin resistance and the way that your body works metabolically, not because of like how you are looking, but also live your life a little bit.
Yeah, like I wouldn't think of it as like bad foods or good foods. I would
Yeah.
just think of it as like I want to have more of these foods because I know that they'll make me feel better, and less of these foods because I know that they're going to hurt me in the long run. It's not bad or good. It's just, and it shouldn't be like an all or nothing. Like I will never stop eating pasta. Sorry, not going to happen. But like carbs aren't the best for PCOS. So if you're going to have a carb like pizza or pasta, put some like omega, veggies in there, add some protein. Like carbs are not the enemy.
Mhm.
You can make them better. You know what I mean?
I personally think the most important thing with the PCOS diet is high protein. And that's where I've seen like where my body feels the best, where my labs improve the most, is whenever I'm eating a high protein diet, especially in the morning, like starting off waking up and like first thing eating high protein. And that was kind of hard for me because I'm not a breakfast person. I'm not someone who wakes up like hungry and wants to eat. I'm someone who like wakes up and is not very hungry, but I like have to make myself eat something. Getting protein in the morning though, anyways, when I wake up, has changed a lot for me and how I feel. What about you? Do you find that?
Absolutely. Something my Alara nutritionist said to me was, I was like, I get so snacky at night. Like, that's when I'm like, oh, I could eat like a whole cake right now, And she was like, that is a direct relationship to not having enough protein for breakfast in the morning. And when I started increasing my protein uptake in the mornings, is when I noticed that at night, like, I wasn't snacky at all.
But also, I think as a general rule, here's something that I try to do, and it always, what I've loved about this is it doesn't feel like counting calories to me it feels like I'm adding something to my life instead of taking something away. Is and I don't count calories at all. I count how much protein that I'm getting, and I'm trying to add more protein. I'm not like, oh, I can't have it. So it comes from a totally different like mindset. It comes from like, oh, I want more, 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 instead of like,
Mhm.
oh, like no, I can't have that. I need less. I need less. I need to be less. So
Mhm.
it almost feels like a fun game. Like I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I hit my protein intake. So I try to aim for 30 grams of protein at every single meal. And then also in between that, if I'm gonna have a snack, I try to make sure that it has a substantial amount of protein.
Which is funny because like I don't count anything. I don't count protein. I've just like I think what helps me is like really habit forming and like making these like a really easy part of my life and just like learning like what foods are gonna improve how I feel and like increase or like decrease inflammation and like just a general rule for people with PCOS, people who just want to like feel better is to focus on whole foods, which includes like fruits, vegetables, the lean proteins, whole grains, and like reducing processed foods that have like refined sugars and like, I don't want to say carbs are bad. I just think like eating just carbs cannot be super beneficial for your body, but like let's say you want pasta, add like a yummy vegetable sauce and like some sausage or something or like some ground beef. Like adding those things can make you feel better even when you're like really craving something like a carb, you know? I
Uh,
think it just depends on like what kind of person you are. Like are you someone who like wants to like really count your protein intake and like count your fiber intake and like keep track of that, then like totally do that. That's going to be like so beneficial for you. But like I did that for like 2 days and then I was like, "You know what? This like isn't helping me at all." And like it's helped me kind of like learn what foods have more protein, what foods have more fiber. But in the long run, like as long as I am like choosing things that I know are like beneficial, which are the whole foods that we just talked about,
mhm.
then like I don't feel the need to like count anything. But I don't think it's good or bad. It's just
Yeah,
like do what is right for you.
yeah, and like I said, you don't have to like be so strict about it. Like I'm not like super strict about it, but just having a general idea is
Yeah.
the best way.
Yeah.
Um Also, like I personally have found that like the Mediterranean diet is really helpful for PCOS, especially for my PCOS. I think Hannah and I both have insulin resistant PCOS. Yeah, actually, I do know that we both have PC or insulin resistant PCOS. So, for me, see, this is uh kind of hard because Hannah doesn't really like seafood, but for me, being a seafood eater, I eat a lot of fish.
Hmm.
Because for me it's tasty, but other than that, it's high. Every like fish for the most part is like high protein. Shrimp is high protein, and then like I typically add like some veggies or a salad with that, and then maybe like a grain of some sort, like some quinoa or
Hmm.
something.
Yeah,
Um,
you can do that without eating fish because I don't eat seafood, y'all. But like you can like grill up some yummy like lime chicken or have like a delicious Greek salad with like mozzarella, have some hummus, chickpeas, like eggplant dip. Like these things are so good. So I do love the Mediterranean diet. I don't eat it like every day, but I just yeah, oh man, I could live in Greece and be so happy.
I love. Okay, you know what my favorite, which this necessarily I bought them the other day because they have them at Trader Joe's. It's what are they called? Grape leaves.
Oh, dolmas.
Yes, they have them
I
now.
didn't. Oh, no, yeah, are they good?
They're really good.
Oh, I
I
need them.
I wish I would have bought more. I'm actually mad. They come in like a can there.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so I personally think because the thing about the Mediterranean diet is it's very anti-inflammatory. So,
Hmm.
and if you have PCOS, you're like what is typically found in someone with PCOS is inflammation levels are high.
Yeah. And if you look at the Mediterranean diet and why it's helpful for PCOS, it's because they focus on those whole foods. They focus on like the fish, the protein, the chicken, whatever. And then they have lots of vegetables. They have lots of, things like the grains, the couscous, the chickpeas, the like that stuff is just all really, really beneficial and high in protein and high in fiber.
Mhm.
And yeah, I basically just want to like finish out this segment by saying like, don't force yourself to like be perfect. I think that's when this gets really, really hard. Like, listen to your body, eat intuitively. If you really want pasta, eat. I'm like talking to myself. I'm like, you can have pasta. Eat the pasta, but like add a veggie, add a protein. If you really want pizza, make sure you're getting pizza with like a side salad or like that has a protein and a veggie on it. Like there's just so many ways to make your favorite foods like totally like palatable for PCOS. And so you should never say like, well, I'm not going to eat this anymore because it's a carb and carbs are bad. Like nothing's bad. Nothing's off limits. There's just ways to make it a little bit better.
I'm just more conscious and I feel better and I don't feel restricted and I also don't feel guilty when I do eat those things that I know are not necessarily PCOS friendly things because I know that I am going to eat for my PCOS
Mm-hmm.
majority of the time. Also, I just want to mention a few quick things off the cuff that I really enjoy for PCOS eating. I really
Mm.
like Greek yogurt. I really like chomps. Um, I really like IQ bars. They're like my favorite high protein bars. The peanut butter one, it tastes like a freaking Reese's peanut butter cup. It's my
I need it.
so good. Oh, I really like hard boiled eggs. I eat those for breakfast for
I
almost.
wish I liked hard boiled eggs.
Maybe you should try the ones in the package from Costco because they're way better than the regular. I eat those ones, not the ones I make. It's weird, but
Interesting.
so and then also like this, I eat salmon a lot, shrimp a lot, beets. Okay, so that's like off the top of my head some like PCOS things that I always grab. Do you have a few? I know you really like
Yeah.
the Kodak.
Kodiak cakes. Yeah, this is what my Alara nutritionist told me because I was like, I really struggle with breakfast and I'm real lazy about breakfast. And so I got Kodiak cakes, which are like, they take 1 minute in the microwave. You like mix in some milk and they are delicious. They taste like muffins, brownies, whatever. But they're like fairly healthy, higher protein. I'll have a protein shake. I love a smoothie. This morning, actually, I freeze bananas and I got dates and I got brownie chocolate protein powder from Clean Simple Eats, sponsored by Kylie Kadich. Um,
Thank
that's
you.
the protein powder. You can like add chia seeds to that for fiber. You can add some peanut butter to that. Like this, it was so good. It tasted like a milkshake for breakfast. Um, ooh, what are they called? Goodles, oodles. The mac and cheese they
Yeah,
have.
love those.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them at my Costco in like a year.
Oh, I've never seen them. I get them at Safeway. But like if you're really craving mac and cheese, like that's like a protein mac and cheese and it's like really good. Hummus and carrot sticks, peanut butter and banana toast or peanut butters and apples, like so there's so many good options. Something else I really want to try soon too is have you heard of Factor meals?
I have heard of them.
I It's kind of pricey, but I've been struggling to make lunch lately because I get so busy or tired or whatever. And so these are just like microwavable or like pop them in the oven, like quick meals, and they have like everything you need. So my Alara nutritionist was like encouraging me to try that. So I think I'm going to try them after my Hawaii trip and I will report back. But there's like so many good things that you can eat on PCOS that are like delicious and like just they make you feel good. And that's what you should be focused on. Things that make you feel good, baby.
Grab a pen and paper, rewind this episode a little, and make yourself a little grocery list.
Yeah, maybe we'll like post some recipes on the gram.
Yeah, or even
That'd
maybe
be
we
good.
can make a little cute grocery list.
Oh, all right, it's done. It's happening. With that, let's move on a bit to like some other things that can help. And one thing that I found is regular exercise. And this doesn't have to be scary. You don't have to join a gym. You don't have to do anything. I'd say if you're newer to this, just focus on like taking a walk every
Mhm.
day.
Mhm.
And like if you did like a 30-minute walk, that would be fantastic. But like build up to that. Things that are really low impact are great for PCOS exercise. That's why I say a walk, maybe go for a swim, like just move your body in like a fluid, easy way.
Maybe a bike ride,
Mhm.
maybe some yoga, and you can do like super beginner, like whatever. Like find some sort of movement that's like you find enjoyable. Because
Yeah.
I don't run unless someone's chasing me. I don't like
Mhm.
I don't really I'm not someone who enjoys exercise, just to be honest. Like I don't like it. I don't like the gym. I don't like that setting of the gym. Like that does not
Mhm.
excite me. So I really personally have to find things that feel like trick myself into thinking they're not exercise. Like when we lived in Cape Cod, we lived like in walking distance of the water, and I would take the most gorgeous walk every day. And I loved that because it was so beautiful, you know? So you just have, and I just recently bought myself like a little trampoline. And I'm not going to do like high intensity workouts on there, like hit workouts, which you can do because like
Mhm.
that's not good for your PCOS. Actually, you need like low intensity.
Yeah.
So I just want to do some like everyday like cardio, like health bounces on there to get your heart rate up, you know?
Yeah, like I love that this is the year of like cozy cardio. And you guys should follow, if you don't, my friend Caitlin, Sass and Cellulite. Every week she puts out a video of like, here's how I moved my body this week in ways that like were just like fun for me, you know? And she like goes to a line dancing class and she has a walking pad that she does work on. I got a walking pad because of her. It's freaking clutch. Just do things that are fun. Do like a YouTube dance class. Like
Mm-hmm.
unless you are a gym girly, which guilty. I love the gym. I treat the gym like a spa, especially if you have like a nicer gym. Like I used to go to the YMCA in Oakland and they have like a steam room, a sauna, a hot tub, a pool. Like I would go to the gym and like do everything and then I would just sit in the hot tub and like just treat it like a little spa day, like do my whole like shower routine and I just loved that. I love like doing a little like low intensity walk on the treadmill where you what's it called with like a little incline
Yeah.
and I pop my TikTok up and I just like watch TikTok and when your mind is distracted like that stuff goes by so fast.
It's my dream to be a member of Equinox.
Yeah, Equinox looks lush, must say. But you know what, too? Like, I was having some conversations because, like, not everyone's a gym girly. That's okay. You don't have to be. Like, as we said, there's so many ways to like move your body. But I was talking to someone who was like, I love the gym, but I just can't afford it. And I was like, Planet Fitness. That's my current gym. It's $10 a month. Like, that is affordable. That is a rate that even like the unhoused people afford because they can go and use the showers and like use like there's so many things that are beneficial. And if you pay a little bit more, you get massage chairs.
That's awesome. Another thing is powerlifting is actually really good for PCOS, like weight training. That's actually one of the best things for PCOS.
Yeah, it's funny because you don't want like a high intensity workout, but you also like weightlifting and stuff is like really, really good. And it also is just it's very satisfying because you can literally feel yourself getting stronger. Something else that's really helpful can be certain supplements.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like, talk to your doctor. You know, we're not doctors, don't take any medical advice from us. But something that has really helped me has been inositol. Do you take that, Tori?
Yeah, I do. And I've just recently started taking it more regularly because for me, it typically comes in a powder form. And so I always forget, like, it's easier
Huh.
for me to take a pill. They do have pill
Yeah,
forms.
yeah, I take a pill.
Oh, yeah. Those are harder to find. Like, it is more typical, like, if you look online and stuff, for it to come in, like, powder rather
I'll
than,
send you mine
yeah,
because
send me the
my
link.
Alara nutritionist recommended it and it comes in like a huge bottle and you have to take 4 a day, but I take like two in the morning, two in the evening, and
Oh, gosh.
it's been great.
That's the only thing, too, is, like, I take so many pills.
I know, I do too. That's the thing about PCOS. You're just constantly supplement, supplement, gummy, gummy. Blah, blah, blah. I try to take when I can gummies. Like I just started taking vitamin D and I got the most delicious gummy.
I love a gummy.
I love a gummy. It's like candy.
How many pills do you take a day? It like total.
Ugh. I
I
don't
just
know. A lot.
counted. You know how many I take?
How many?
8.
That doesn't seem like a lot. I think I take more than 8.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
that made me feel better because I was
Plus
just
gummies.
an important. Yeah, I need to switch some of those out for some gummies.
Yeah, you do.
Another one that I've been taking that I really love is colostrum, which is really good for inflammation and just like overall health. It's not even just specifically for PCOS, but I have found it's helped overall symptoms. Another one that I really like is Fatty 15, which again isn't just for PCOS specifically, but it's like an overall supplement. And that is like the first omega acid that's been found since they found omega 3
Hmm.
and magnesium.
Oh yeah, I take magnesium every night. I love that shit.
Me too. Um,
um yeah, those are so I'm like I need your list cuz I only take like magnesium, vitamin D and inositol, but inositol is like the best supplement for PCOS cuz it like really tackles that insulin resistance. And I was just like learning about this, but apparently if you take it like before you get pregnant and then in early pregnancy, it can actually decrease your chances of getting gestational diabetes.
really,
Isn't that crazy?
that is crazy. And then also, I know it's really good to take just a general everyday multivitamin.
Mhm.
Another thing, I just got off an appointment with my nutritionist at Alara, and she told me that she also, for PCOS, which I haven't started taking this yet, but she recommends NAC,
Hmm.
which supports respiratory function, glutathione something production, and detoxification. I don't know. She just said that it's really good for PCOS,
There's like so many you can take, but
but
don't be overwhelmed. Just
it
start
is
with an oxetol and go from there.
yeah, it is kind of overwhelming. But I would make a list of these vitamins and maybe slowly add as you see fit.
Hmm.
But those are all of the PCOS vitamins because I just had that appointment today, right before this. So you guys,
Free advice.
you got all the vitamins.
Something else that can be really helpful for PCOS, because the like high stress levels can really worsen PCOS symptoms. And this works by like it increases cortisol, which leads to more hormonal imbalances. So like if you're stressed, it's not good for your PCOS. And like obviously easier said than done, but like things you can do are like download the Calm app and like practice like a 10-minute meditation every day. Like you have 10 minutes a day, you can do it. Or like I just learned about this thing called what's it called? It's like cube breathing or square breathing where you inhale for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, you release your breath for a count of 4 and then you hold for a count of 4. And you do this like 5 times and it will like lower all your stress levels.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
I actually learned that in the Calm app. It was like, we're going to practice our square breathing or whatever it's called. And I was like, that's genius. And now every time I get stressed, I just do that for like 4 or 5 times and it like really helps. But yeah, doing things like that, like yoga can be really helpful. Like, even if you're just doing like a little like 10-minute at home yoga, practicing your breathing, doing meditation, like these are all things that can like really lower your cortisol levels.
Also, journaling. It's been like scientifically proven that like journaling like helps you so many ways. They even say people who journal live longer. Um,
Wow.
and it helps with stress so much, like immensely. It can even like help people. They say people who journal have a less chance of getting diseases.
That's
Like
crazy.
the
I need to look this
neuroscience.
up.
Yeah, it's crazy. You should look it up. It's fascinating, fascinating. But I would so if you're someone who's high stress, I would highly recommend getting a journal and journaling every single day. Just like it doesn't have to be anything crazy. And what I have found is like the easiest journal practice is this journal called the 5 minute journal.
Hmm.
And so you just it already has like short little prompts for you and it's like 2 lines that you fill out, and that's such a good way to start.
Yeah. Or if you're not a journaler, you can get like a adult coloring book. Or like I started doing pottery, and that is crazy because your mind just like empties. Like it is like the best way to just like nothing will be in your head. I love pottery. Oh,
I love that. That's such a great hobby to have. You know, I was out the other day in this store, and this store sells like really beautiful like notebooks that are almost like handcrafted like
mm,
paper, and but like the paper is it almost looks like, have you ever seen paper that was like made?
yeah.
So it's like looks like that, and they also sell like paints, like little paint
Oh
sets, like
wow.
really beautiful pens in this random store. It's like a Japanese store, but they're everywhere. Like they're a chain, but they're only in big cities. I'm sure there's one in San Francisco. Um, and I'll send you the link. And I almost bought like a one of the journals and like a paint set, and
You could treat yourself, sweetheart.
I've regretted it every single day since.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah, that would be such a fun thing to just like whip out and paint. But stuff like that is such a stress.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I do feel like we've been yapping your little ear off, talking about PCOS, but
Actually, before we go though, I did want to just mention a few like quick products that help with PCOS, like period underwear. Because if you have PCOS and you have an irregular period, for instance, my period is literally be like a month or 2 month or 3 months long sometimes.
oh my God.
So who wants to wear a tampon for that long? No.
Horrible.
Or even a pad for that long. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. So period underwear is such a game changer for that. Also, if you don't know if you're going to start your period and you're like traveling with friends, being able to wear period underwear to bed, such a like mind.
Clutch.
Also, if you have to shave your face and you're someone who has PCOS, fur products are like world changing. Like they give you the smoothest shave ever. Like you don't even know. Like they first of all don't break you out. You won't have ingrowns, and they're gentle on your skin. So it's harsh to like get a close shave like that on your face every single day. So it's important that you like spend, and they're kind of pricey, I'm not gonna lie. Like the shave cream is $30, but you only use like a tiny amount,
Yeah.
and it'll last you like a month. Because before I would shave my face every day when I would be going out in the world, and my face would also bleed though. Like I would have like a
Ooh,
little red spot, like a little blood spot here or there every single time I shaved, every single
that's
time.
awful.
And so now I use fur products and I don't have that problem at all anymore. So even though they're a little more, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Um, and then also, I know some people really struggle with their hair on top of their head thinning. Um, and what I would suggest is brushing your hair with a wide tooth comb instead of like a regular
Mm,
brush.
that's
And
smart.
there's a couple of supplements for that.
Nutrafol.
Yeah, I've
I've
heard of.
heard really good things.
And Diatomaceous Earth is more of like a naturopath version, and I've heard amazing things about that one as well. And as far as period products go, I honestly am looking more and more into using period cups because of the like things that have been found in tampons and things like that lately.
Yeah, those scare me, but also like everyone who uses them says they're amazing. So,
Yeah, they scare me too, but so, and then also I know Lola, the brand, just did a really big, like they paid a lot of money to make sure that their tampon brands were reviewed, and they just came out saying, hey, we just did this huge study. And there's none in our tampon
oh,
products.
that's great.
So I did want to shout them out that you
Nice.
can use them. But okay, as far as products go, I think that's it. I just wanted to say that before we hopped off here.
Yes, I really hope all of this was helpful. Remember, you are a rock star.
A rock star.
PCOS rock star, PCOS warrior, you got this. One day at a time, you know? Don't get
Yeah.
overwhelmed by any of this. Just like slowly introduce different things in your diet. Slowly start taking walks. Like, don't overwhelm yourself, but like, you will feel the effects of these things on your body.
Yeah, if you were to sit down and try to do every single thing we mentioned in this podcast in one day, like be like, okay, tomorrow I'm doing all of this, that's not going to work. I'm just going to be honest with you. Pick
You're gonna
one,
get overwhelmed.
yeah, pick one area
Hmm.
and start there. Then once you've got that under control, go to the next area,
Yeah.
implement that, you know?
Yeah. And you got this. We believe in you. If you have any questions, you guys can DM us. You know where to find us. Internet Girlz Pod. That's girls with a Z. We are on YouTube where you can watch us anywhere you get your podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, or you can follow me, Hannah Lee Lifestyle, and Tori Sunshine, 2 R's, 1 I. Be sure to rate and review our podcast. Tell us that you love it. Don't rate it if you don't love it. Um, but yeah, DM us with any questions.
Yeah, 5 stars only. That's all we accept.
Yes. We love you guys so much. And with that, Internet Girls are out.